Rolling Stones. 60s mythology tells us they defined the era. In reality, the biggest selling male solo artists of the decade were a bit tamer. Des O'Connor, Cliff Richard, and the legend Tom Jones.
My style was not in style, because the Beatles and the Stones and all those bands, they were boyish looking, and apparently I looked too macho for the time. You got to straighten your hair. Curly hair doesn't work anymore.
Thomas Woodward's curly hair and raw talent were repackaged as Tom Jones.
Just help yourself to my lips, to my arms, just say the word.
The name came from the bawdy hit movie Tom Jones, about a lady-loving rascal, an image Tom would enthusiastically pursue. Jones had enjoyed 2 #1 hits, It's Not Unusual and The Green Green Grass, which sold 1 million copies in Britain alone. He was a big star for Braden to interview.
I thought what a good idea it was to film people at a certain part of their life, especially at the beginning of a career like mine was then.
We're going with the lens.
5, take 2.
When we were talking the other night, Tom, 2.5, 3 years ago, you were working on a building site.
When I was on building sites and things, I mean, as soon as the foreman would leave, we would down tools. That's the way people are.
There you go. First of all, it reminds me of my grandson. I sound like my grandson. Or he sounds like I did then, which is uncanny.
I think that the working class people, if they're given an incentive to work, then they will work, as long as they feel that they're getting as much as they can out of it.
When Tom Jones was named the show business personality of 1968 by Chief Parker Bernard Del Potte.
I always wanted to be a singer, ever since I can remember, ever since I was a child. I would get up and sing in parties and in school, any chance I got. And people used to say to me, "Oh, you'll be a star. When you grow up, you're going to be a star." I thought, "Oh, I'm going to be a star." When you're a kid, you believe it. But then, of course, reality sets in as you get older, And I got married very young and had a son, when I wasn't quite 17. And so I had a wife and son to support. So I had to knuckle down a bit, to make some money.
When I left school, I was an apprentice glove cutter. I used to make gloves, But that was the same thing. They said you must be an apprentice for, I think, 5 years. And I learned the trade, within about 2 years. And I said, well, can I start to make gloves? Oh, no, you do this now and you do that. And I said, well, I feel that I know enough to do something, But they you're there for 5 years and they stick you on any old thing. As long as you were there for 5 years on terrible wages.
I was playing a workingmen's club in Wales, and I was discovered, if you like, by Gordon Mills. He was a Welshman, so we came home to visit his mother because he'd had a royalty check from a song that he wrote for Cliff Richard, I remember. So I suppose I've got Cliff Richard to thank.
Ready to fill his boots, Tom left South Wales for London. But success wasn't as easy as he'd expected.
I was getting knockbacks, a lot in that 6-month period until I actually recorded It's Not Unusual, of course, and then everything happened.
Britain loved Tom. America loved Tom. He would sell more than 100 million albums. Even Elvis was a fan.
You see yourself as always staying British-based?
Yes, I like Britain more than any other country in the world.
When I finally moved to America, somebody said to me, what do they think of you in Wales, that you've moved to? I said, they didn't like it when I moved to London.
I would like my career to go in the same way as Frank Sinatra's career.
I enjoyed being famous, sure. I mean, it was great. It was something that I always wanted. The big thing for me was that I didn't have to go and do a job of work that I didn't like. So that's what it brought to me.
I was born with a plastic.
Tom Jones, the Beatles, the Stones, and Lulu. In the States, the appetite for everything British was insatiable. And in